Hi everyone, listen, finding the right kit to support your specific way of working can sometimes be quite difficult. So we decided to do the heavy lifting for you and try out products and solutions that we think are good, and then figure out what the best use cases could be. And today we're taking a closer look at Jabra's PanaCast product, a surprisingly small 4K camera with up to a whopping 180-degree field of view. But folks, here's the deal. We're not really that interested in the hard specifications of the product, but what we are really interested in is to know what specific use cases are best supported by the product. And of course, the value that the product creates for both end users and of course the businesses that these end users work for. So without further ado, let's get started. Jabra PanaCast, at first glance, this is a really small device, not much bigger than a credit card, check it out. But it does come packed with a sizable punch. Now, there are two ways you can mount the Jabra PanaCast, either the traditional way, which is on top of your laptop, or you can use a small table stand that you place on a flat surface, like this. Now, I'm going to start with the traditional way of using the Jabra PanaCast, which is to place it on the laptop, like this. And then I'm going to plug it in. Now, the very first thing that is immediately clear is that because of the 3 built-in cameras, you can get a surprisingly wide field of view. So what purpose does the camera serve then? Well, because of this wide field of view, combined with the very small size of the unit, this means that you can get the most value out of this camera when using it in a small, confined space. How small of a space though? Well, let's check it out. So I'm here with my colleague in a Framery meeting pod. The dimension of this pod are the following. The depth is 120 centimeters and the width is 220 centimeters. And we are in fact sitting about 30 to 40 centimeters from the camera. The question is then, what will it do? Will it be able to pick up everybody in this room, i.e. both of us? And it does. It does a fairly good job in picking up in this very confined, small, cramped space, 2 people who are in the same room. I'm also quite impressed by the video quality of being able to deal with the bright light coming in from the windows, because we are sitting in a slightly darker space, and normally that would be something that the video cameras are struggling with. So I would say with Jabra PanaCast, job well done. So Jabra PanaCast comes with a table stand, and with the stand and just a little bit of clever positioning, you can extend the capabilities of the camera. And because the angle is so wide, you can actually use it to capture someone presenting in a large room, or even capture the audience at the same time. But this is really where things are starting to get a little bit flaky. The built-in microphone is only up to scratch when the speaker is actually fairly close to the camera. When you start moving away from the camera, you start actually losing some of that audio quality that you would actually need. That is to be expected. It is a small camera. So if you are thinking about using it in a larger space, my recommendation would be to actually use some sort of wireless headset when presenting. That would obviously work best when you are alone in the room, or if there are more people in the room, you would use something like this, which is a Jabra speakerphone. Now, this is Jabra Speak 710. You can connect 2 of these to work as one unit, and it will capture the audio in a larger room. So that is one of the use cases that you can actually use Jabra PanaCast for. So here's the big question. Where's the value of Jabra PanaCast? You know what? I'm actually going to go out on a limb here and say that the biggest value of this product is the incredible field of view and its ability to stitch together the images from these 3 cameras. And the persons who actually should be screaming for this is in fact not IT, but in fact whoever is picking up the bill for the office real estate cost. I mean, yeah, it's a good webcam we used on top of a laptop or on a stand, but for God's sake, you're not using the full potential of the camera. So let me explain what I mean. We know real estate people are trying to squeeze out as much value as possible from existing office spaces. With ever fewer people working from their offices, the need for medium and large size meeting rooms is just gone. It's not happening. Companies are desperately moving towards ever smaller meeting rooms, and these small rooms need to be video enabled. But here's the deal. You cannot necessarily take the video equipment that you already have in those large meeting rooms and just think it's going to work in those small meeting spaces. Because the equipment that are in the larger meeting rooms were most likely designed to capture the people sitting at the back of that massive meeting room, so it just wouldn't be able to cope with the people sitting so close up to the cameras. For small meeting rooms, you need something where people can be close and really up front. Use Jabra PanaCast in smaller rooms, even as small as just a couple of square meters. Use speakerphones to extend the audio capability where needed, but do not go beyond about 15 square meters. If by handing out Jabra PanaCast cameras to your workforce, if you can help them to reduce your office space footprint by even a couple of square meters per employee per meeting room, you are immediately in the green. So you can either go, wow, why should I spend about 700 euros on a webcam? Or you can go, wow, by spending 700 euros up front, I can save hundreds of euros per month per meeting room in real estate savings, thanks to the capabilities of this camera. Folks, that's it. I hope you found the video to be useful and that it helped you figure out how best to use something like Jabra PanaCast.